So good to see you, Justine Nameere.
Good to see you after a long time.
Yeah, first tell me, who are you? If people wanted to know who you are, who are you?
Justine Nameere is a lawyer by profession, pro bono completely, an officer of justice, a hater of injustice. Justine Nameere is somebody who lives by the truth. She will tell the truth even when it's against her. Justine Nameere has everything that she has because of the truth.
Character-wise, who are you?
Character-wise, I am very brave. I am very confident. I am very fearless. And that is absolutely facilitated by the truth.
How about if you find yourself in a government where there are so many lies told? Are you ready to stand to be counted for telling the truth? Or you tell the truth where it's necessary?
All governments all over the world and all institutions, government is an institution like others. All institutions, whether government, whether Islam, whether the church, whether schools, whether communities, there is the truth and there are some lies. Some people will tell you the truth and others will tell you lies.
So for you, where will you stand? You will always choose whether to tell lies?
I will always belong to the side of the truth. That's why even my school of thought politically, I am a left-winger. I am a leftist, Kabisa 311. I want prosperity for all. One time I traveled to Finland and Norway and Sweden in a span of about 2 weeks when I was still a senior presidential advisor. But what I admired about those countries is exactly my wish for reality.
You have seen those people out there and you have picked a good example that the gap between the poor is quite narrow. Who do you blame the gap on?
Here in Uganda?
Yes.
The problem with Uganda is lack of discipleship.
By who?
The problem with Uganda is lack of patriotism.
By who?
So I don't have some
who lacks it?
Put in a quote or pinpoint that you see this is our problem. No, I don't even see it. How can one person be a problem? Is that a serious country? There's no serious country that can have one person as their problem. That's impossible. That's why you see that even in parish model, where His Excellency the President said, okay, let's just say top government officials, majority, let's just say are corrupt. Let's say also that elected leaders. Now, let us have the circle of the parish led by just you, the members of that parish, with an overseer as a parish chief and maybe an NRM chairman. You still have corruption there. And he said, what are we going to do? I thought maybe the problem is top, but now even at the bottom. So
but you know that the fish rots from the top.
No, the issue here.
So all this comes from the top going downwards.
Because before I became an MP, I've been a senior presidential advisor, seriously fighting land grabbing, seriously fighting an equal implementation of the law, where you chase away the poor people from the swamps, then you leave the rich. That's not happening in Masaka anymore. Members of Parliament have enough. That's why I keep saying members of Parliament. You never hear me saying me as Nameere. I keep saying we, members of Parliament. So
do you realize that if others don't join you, you'll go on a goose chase?
I have that they will join, because I have many that we keep exchanging thoughts and comparing notes, and they realize really it's time we took a decision as Parliament.
So if they don't change, and you find you are just fighting alone, what are you going to do?
If they change.
I'm saying if they don't.
And I'm saying if they change, I will choose to remain positive.
You're coming as a new kid on the block. What do you bring on the table, like people always say, for the people?
What do I bring on the table? First of all, I have a message. My message is very clear, that countries wake up. It's always just a decision. Every country that you see that is on the right path, in terms of accountability, Uganda is on the right path in so many things. But where the cookie crumbles, where we have failed to get it together, is accountability and oversight. To the extent that people even take a supplementary budget and Parliament sees them again when they've come for more money.
How do you intend to do that? Because you have where you stop.
How do I intend to do that? Using the floor of Parliament, beseeching the Speaker, keeping the different ministries on their toes. The Parliament is there. At times Parliament has 18 MPs. And the Speaker is there. Even if you want to speak for an hour, she can give it to you. She has been one of the most generous speakers in terms of allowing everyone to say whatever they want.
Thank you so much for according us your time.
Yeah.